I thank you for forgiving me over and over again. Yeah, I'm calling on you, Heavenly Father. I'm down on my knees. Say call on you no matter the hour. Lord, I'm in need. I've been messing up, done lost my house, done lost my job. Wife walking out. These church folks say they my friends, but I'm all they talk about. I've been doing wrong, I'm so sorry. Lord, please forgive me. We confess to him, he'll remove all wickedness. The blood from your side.
He got a why. He ain't just playing for no championship. He not. You got to hear what I'm telling you. If y'all gonna be great on that field, you got to have a why. You got to have a reason for why you do what you do. When he comes out, he ain't tripping on LeBron. He don't care nothing about no Dwayne Wade. All he keep thinking about is, I'm gonna get one for my coach. That's why he ain't all smiling. Because why? He's not smiling because what he's trying to accomplish, he has not what? He ain't got it yet. He ain't geeked about winning no game. He not geeked about beating San Antonio. He not tripping because they up one game. That boy, you ain't gonna see that boy smile until he get the championship. And when he get it, he gonna hold up. The problem with some of y'all, the reason why you don't give 120% every doggone time you get on the field, because you ain't got a why for what you do. You ain't got a why. I walk in the room, I can see some of y'all. I spoke to all of y'all when y'all came in for the most part. Why? Because I'm looking in your eyes. And I see some of y'all, and you ain't serious. And you think you about to go out there with the Ray Lewises of the world? Negro, please, when Ray come out, you see the passion. Every game, you see the energy. He come out every game like, y'all follow me. Follow my lead, baby, and we gonna win this thing. What's your why? If I don't give y'all nothing else, you better start that. What's your why? You know why I do what I do and I do it so passionately? Because my grandfather was a high school dropout. My father was a high school dropout. I was a high school dropout, and we about to break the cycle. I do what I do so my son won't have to go through what I went through. When I was at the football game, my old dude wasn't with me. I saw other kids with their father. I said, that'll never happen to me. I do what I do because my daughter says she's going to Harvard. It ain't even about y'all. I'm about to come in here and blaze y'all. Why? Because I'm trying to get you all the NFL. I ain't about to miss this opportunity. This is the first NFL team I've ever done in my life, and I'm about to lick it. I'm about to give everything I got, and I will know if I don't get another gig, it won't have nothing to do with the fact that I didn't put everything on the field.
I've always been told that I'm too small, I'm not big enough, I'm not fast enough. I don't have what it takes. To be the best and stay there, sweat is necessary. Walter and Jerry had their heels, never being comfortable with just good enough.
It's right now or never. It's right now or never.
I prepare so no one can take what is mine. No one can replace my mind, my heart. Lombardi inspired me. And now our biggest prize bears his name. I'm older. Of course I'm older. That's the beauty of it. 16 years plus. Different level of wisdom, different level of understanding, different level of punishment. I want to live long after my records have fallen, long after my rings have tarnished. And whatever you got to do to make sure you chase your legacy every second of your life. Will you be remembered? How would you be remembered? Why wouldn't you fight for the greatest achievement ever? Leave your mark.
Seeing seems like all I could see was the struggle. Haunted by ghosts that lived in my past. Bound up in shackles of all my failures. Wandering out.
Adrian sprints up the middle, upended at the 15. And Adrian Peterson is down, and he is writhing in pain right now.
An MRI confirmed he tore both his ACL and his MCL.
If there's anyone that's going to be able to recover from this injury, it's Adrian Peterson.
You want to be back in a uniform and playing a football game by when?
By week 1 against Jacksonville. That's my goal, and that's what I'm reaching for.
I'm not who I used to be. I am redeemed. I'm redeemed. All my life I have been called unworthy. Named by the voice of my shame and regret. But when I hear you
Finding out Adrian Peterson, Minnesota Vikings football player, his 2-year-old son pronounced dead.
Football is something I always fall back on. You know, it gets me through tough times, and you know, it's been around the guys in here. You know, that's what I need. You know, in my life.
Family. Adrian Peterson held a news conference today. He plays for the Minnesota Vikings, league MVP. Said that he will be playing this Sunday. He said that God doesn't give you troubles that you cannot bear.
who I used to be, because I don't have to be the old man inside of me, 'cause his day is long dead and gone, because I've got a new name, a new life, I'm not the same, and a hope that will carry me home. I am redeemed. You set me free.
Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I led you to believe it was easy when it wasn't. Maybe I made you think my highlights started at the free throw line and not in the gym. Maybe I made you think that every shot I took was a game winner. That my game was built on flash and not fire. Maybe it's my fault that you didn't see that failure gave me strength, that my pain was my motivation. Maybe I led you to believe that basketball was a God-given gift and not something I worked for every single day of my life. Maybe I destroyed the game. Or maybe you're just making excuses.
Thank God redeemed.
When I fought Buster Douglas. Now that's what I picture as a champion. I know when I was out, and I didn't know I was out, and I was picking up my mouthpiece and stuff. It's what a fight, regardless. This is a game where guys get knocked out 3 times, 4 times, where they come back and become champions. It's all about the perseverance, you know what I mean? And that's the whole thing about this sport. That's the nobility in this sport anyway, isn't it? The struggle and coming back from unseemable odds. Isn't that what this sport is? Isn't that what this sport is truly all about? Really? You never lose until you actually give up.
And then reject his arrival, yeah, and it's all in vain. He's only welcome in the church house, hey, but not invited into your house, yes. Such a contradiction from the things that you do and what you say out of your mouth. Just like the master, he never goes too far, yeah. And before you know it, he's knocking at your heart.
I have a dream today.
You've been asking for more of him. He's finally come for you.
I don't know what that dream is that you have. I don't care how disappointing it might have been as you've been working toward that dream. But here's what I know. That dream that you're holding in your mind, that it's possible. See, sometimes we can't say, I can do that. But what we can say, that it's possible that I can have my dream as we run toward it, as we work on it day in and day out.
When I was in college, it didn't really matter who I talked to about Jesus. Almost everyone seemed pretty open or pretty okay with, chatting about his grace, his forgiveness, and his love. But I remember almost everyone, like clockwork, would start to get upset and kind of have this righteous anger whenever I would bring up those passages where Jesus asks for everything. He says, you need to give up your life. You need to die to self. You need to love me more than your mom and your dad. And there was almost kind of this how dare he attitude that would boil up when I would chat with people about that. And I remember perfectly I would understand it and say that totally makes sense. But the more I thought about it, I started to realize, how come he's the only one we get mad at that asks that, right? We're perfectly fine with everything else in our life, asking everything from us and asking us to sacrifice for. It's like, how many marriages have we seen where the father is totally willing to give up everything? The relationship with the kids, the relationship with the wife, maybe his friends at church, because he wants to have an adulterous relationship. Or how many 16-year-old teenage girls do we know who are willing to sacrifice their bodies, their minds, their emotions, their friends for a boyfriend? How many people do we know that are willing to sacrifice everything on the altar of their job? And so the truth that I started to realize is, it's not that we should get mad at Jesus for asking everything from us. It's actually that everything does that. There's one thing in every single one of our lives that demands everything from us. It says, I want all of you. And what's unique is that it's not that Jesus is unique in asking everything for us, but Jesus is unique in that he actually gives up everything for us first. Jesus is the only one out of lust, anger, adultery, relationships, reputation, power, sex. He's the only one out of all those things that actually says, I'm going to give you everything I have to compel you to give everything up for me. See, the truth is, all those other things slap a spiked leash on us and drag us around the corridors of life, forcing us as a slave to do what they say. And they always overpromise and underdeliver. But Jesus says, I'm only demanding your life because I gave you my life. I'm only demanding your obedience because I served you first. And when you understand that, when you see that the cross is the ultimate compelling love pulling you in, you realize that he's better than every single thing you've been pursuing.
Ladies and gentlemen, guess what? We back. It's your boy, Ike Nice.
Knock, 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 knock. Yes.
And I'm Gerald Happy. Oh yeah, the music major. Let's go.
Every Sunday, we gather in one place. We gather in his name, and we sing his praise. We sit awaiting, anticipating, and then reject his arrival. Yeah, and it's all in vain. He's only welcome in the church house, hey, but not invited into your house. Yes, such a contradiction from the things that you do and what you say out of your mouth. Just like the master, he never goes too far, yeah. And before you know it, he's knocking at your heart. Jesus is knocking. You've been asking for more of him. He's finally come for you. Won't you open the door for him, yeah? Open the door for him. Open the door for him. He'll make it better. He'll make it better, yes. Hey, every temptation, it never fails. We get on our knees and pray, yeah.